Hi everyone, Meta Anime here. Hope you are doing well. Today I am going to tell the story of a film called Mary and the Witch's Flower. Before we go, this video contains spoilers. So please take this warning for those that haven't watched this movie yet. Without further ado, here's the recap of Mary and the Witch's Flower. The story opens with a young witch stealing a magic flower seed from a place. She is chased and escapes on her flying broomstick. She eventually falls and the magic seed gets scattered in the forest. Fast forward a few years later, and we meet Mary. She has just moved to live with her aunt. Mary hates her curly and red hair. In the morning, she is greeted by her aunt's housekeeper, Miss Banks, who has prepared a picnic for her. Miss Banks tells Mary that her parents called last night and were too busy to visit. Before leaving for the picnic, Mary goes to help a gardener named Zebedee, but she is clumsy and always makes mistakes. Frustrated, Mary decides to sweep instead and ends up falling. Suddenly, a boy named Peter appears and makes fun of her. Peter's mother asked him to deliver a package to Miss Banks. Mary eats the picnic lunch alone and suddenly a black cat comes to her. As the cat leaves, she sees its fur changing from black to gray. Mary follows it into the forest, where she meets two gray cats, Gib and Tib. They show her a strange, glowing flower, which Mary picks and takes to Zebedee. Zebedee tells Mary that Gib and Tib belong to Peter and that the flower she has picked is called fly-by-night, a rare type of magical flower that witches search for every 7 years when it blooms. Due to its magical properties, the flower is also usually called the magic flower. In the forest, the flower wilts and releases magical mists, trapping Tib and Gib. Luckily, Tib managed to reach Mary's place and is still feeling frightened. Mary tries to comfort Tib, but the next day, Tib is gone. Mary is asked to deliver jam to Peter. On the way, she meets Peter again, who taunts her. Mary gets angry and gives him the jam before leaving to search for Tib. Peter tells Mary that Tib and Gib have been missing since last night, and they both go looking for them. In the forest, Mary finds Tib with the magic flower in his mouth. Tib leads Mary to a large tree with a broomstick inside and a strange inscription above it. Tib then throws the magic flower and Mary accidentally crushed it. Suddenly, the broomstick glows and comes to life, carrying Mary and Tib into the sky. They fly high and fast, not knowing where the broomstick is taking them. As Mary tries to control the broomstick, she suddenly falls off and is rescued by a talking Scottish mouse named Flanagan. Flanagan believes Mary is a witch and her cat Tib is her familiar. Not knowing what to do, Mary got no choice but to follow Flanagan. Flanagan ties up Tib and takes them to a school for witches and wizards called Ender College. Flanagan shows the rules of the place that whoever breaks in will be cursed. Mary dares herself to enter and sees many strange things inside. Suddenly, a fountain turns into a woman who speaks to welcome her there and mistakes Mary for a new student. The woman's name is Madame Mumblechuk, the headmistress of the school. She sees the mark of a witch on Mary's hand and gives her a brief tour of the magic school. Upon entering, Mary is astonished by what she sees. They ride on a magical cloud and see students learning magic in classes. The school is well equipped with a gym, laboratory, library, cafeteria, and more. Madame tells Mary that she is a talented witch and identifies the mark on her hand as a sign of her potential. Madame also tells her that red-haired witches are the strongest. Later, Mary is introduced to Dr. D, a wizard and scientist at the school. Madame tests Mary's powers in front of other senior students. When Mary tries to disappear with magic, she instead shows great magic strength. Everyone is impressed, including Dr. D. Later, the doctor shows the experimental animals that will be turned into fantasy creatures. Suddenly, Tib got off Mary's hand and tried to enter the laboratory but was caught by the doctor. From inside, she hears the screams of the animals and discovers that they are failed experiments. Mary then goes to Madame's office to fill out a form. While waiting, she accidentally touches a painting of a magic flower and finds a magic book inside. When she opens it, she is surprised to find that she understands the words. She tries to return the painting but cannot. Madame arrives, and Mary panics, admitting that she is not a witch and that her power comes from the magic flower she found. Madame asks Mary to give her the magic flower. This frightens Mary, who slipped the book away in her bag. Mary gives Madame a piece of paper with Peter's address on it, believing it is the flower's location. Mary told her Peter is the real wizard and not her, and that he also has the magic flower. Shortly, Mary and Tib return home and leave the place. As she leaves, Madame told Dr. D that Mary knows the location of the lost magic flower and they plan for something sinister to Mary. As the effect of the magic flower wears off, Mary lost her power and fell from the sky with her broomstick. She keeps the broomstick and her worried aunt is already waiting for her at the house and they have dinner together. In her room, Mary was happy because she managed to deceive Madame and Dr. D. Mary decides not to go to the magic school anymore. Suddenly, they hear that Peter is missing, making her aunt and the others feel sad. Later, Tib arrives at her room together with the paper butterfly Madame created to follow Mary. Suddenly, a shining figure of Madame shows up and reveals that she kidnapped Peter and wants Mary to bring her the magic flower to free him. Without hesitation, Mary decides to go to the school again to save Peter. She uses the magic flower in her hand to travel there. Her aunt wakes up and finds a magic flower left behind by Mary. She becomes worried and tries to find Mary, but to no avail. As Mary arrives at the school, she quickly makes her way to Madame and the doctor to save Peter and give them the flower. However, Mary is caught and taken to an experiment room guarded by magic barriers. Inside, Mary sees strange creatures that are the result of the doctor's experiments, including a crying gib that has been changed into a monster. Mary also finds Peter, who is trapped in the same room and apologizes to him, admitting that it is all her fault. Elsewhere, the doctor and Madame plan to change their students so that they have unlimited power, and with the power of the magic flower, they are sure their efforts will succeed. Peter and Mary, who are locked up, try to find a way out. Mary remembers the magic book she brought and finds a spell to cancel out the magic in the room. With the magic of the spell, all the animals turn back into their original forms, and the barrier in the room is lifted. They all quickly try to leave. Madame finally discovers that her book is missing. Peter and Mary keep running to leave the place. However, when they are about to leave on their broomsticks, Peter is caught by Madame and the doctor. In the end, Peter lets Mary go on the broomstick to save her, and the broomstick brings Mary to a beautiful house that welcomes them. Mary looks around the house and finds a laboratory notebook. Suddenly, the glass in the room shines and Mary sees her aunt there. Aunt says that Mary is in her old house and explains everything. Before, her aunt was a witch who had stolen a magic flower seed. At first, Madame and the doctor were good teachers, but her aunt found the magic flower and gave them. They became obsessed with the power it held and had the ambition to make their students the strongest witches and wizards in the world. However, their efforts failed, and their students died. That is why Aunt stole the seed of the magic flower, to stop them. She then gave the flower she found to Mary and asked her to use it to go home. But Mary tells her that Madame has kidnapped Peter and will use him as a test subject, so she wants to save him. Soon, Madame arrives, and Mary quickly runs away from the house. She chases and manages to grab Mary's bag, with the flower and magic book inside. Mary falls into the forest and the broomstick breaks. She is sad and cries, but she rises again to save Peter. During the journey, the animals she saved from the laboratory arrive to help her. Eventually, Mary arrives where Peter is and meets Gib and Tib, who shows her a safe way to enter the lab. Once there, she sees Peter, who is about to be turned into the strongest witch. However, their efforts fail again, and the place starts to collapse. Madame tries to cancel the spell, but her efforts are in vain. Quickly, Mary runs to where Peter is, and he appears from within. Mary grabs Peter's hand and places it on the magic book, and the spell is cancelled. Once Mary and Peter regained consciousness, they were finally safe, together with Tib and Gib. Flanagan arrived shortly after with Mary's repaired broomstick. On the journey, Mary discovered a magic flower still attached to her hair, but Mary said she no longer needed magic and threw away the flower. So that concludes the recap of Mary and the Witch's Flower. What do you guys think? The animation in the film is stunning, with beautiful scenery and richly detailed character designs. The film's soundtrack is also excellent, adding to the overall magical and whimsical atmosphere. Characters in the film are well developed and likable, with Mary being a particularly strong and relatable protagonist. The themes of friendship, bravery, and self-discovery are also well explored, making the film enjoyable for both children and adults. Please tell us what you think through the comment section. If you like this content, please leave us a like and share them with your friends. Thank you for watching, until we see you again.